Last video of the night, guys. Mike James, allegedly, is gonna be going or wanting to go back to the Brooklyn Nets. Let's talk about this. I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. Do you guys remember Mike James last year? That was crazy. It feels so long ago. Well, shout out to netsdaily.com and for this article. So if you guys don't remember, Mike James was that 6'1" point guard who gave the Nets some solid minutes last year in the 2020 to 2021 season before returning to Europe. And he wants back in the NBA. Specifically, he wants back in Brooklyn. After leaving CSKA Moscow to come to the Nets, he went to AC Monaco in the French Serie A and also played in the Euroleague. And he's hoping he and the Brooklyn Nets can come to an agreement that would put him back in their uniform for the 2022 to 2023 season. The Nets hold his NBA rights, permitting him to sign a vet minimum deal with them or something larger outside the salary cap. And the Nets point guard situation is still a little bit murky. Ben Simmons will play some minutes at the 1 when he's healthy, as well as the 5, while Kyrie Irving is splitting time between the shooting guard and the point guard spot. Goran Dragic is an unrestricted free agent, and he looked awful. And he only had like one good game, one okay game. And then Patty Mills, who was pressed into service during Irving's absence as a player option. He's more of a scoring guy. He doesn't really provide much defense. James played in 13 games, averaging almost 8 points, 4.5 assists with, I know it was 37% from the field, but 36% from 3 and 76% from the free throw line in 18 minutes a night, and played in 9 postseason games, but barely played in those. And then after he left CSKA Moscow following a dispute with their head coach that got him suspended and then released, the Nets did not re-sign him, and he went to Europe and signed with Monaco. And you have to understand is that Mike James and Kevin Durant are close friends. Following the Nets' loss to the Celtics in the first round, KD traveled to Monaco, then Athens, to watch James play in the Euroleague games, then sticking around to party with him in Greece. And last August, he also offered this assessment of Irving. Mike James tweeted that Irving, top 3 most skilled players ever. And look, Mike James is 32, and he's the highest scoring American in a European League history with 3,318 points over the course of his long career with 5 European clubs. He's had serious MVP candidate years in the last 2 years. He was first team all Euroleague this past season, ranked 3rd in scoring with 16.4 points per game, 3rd in assists with 5.8 assists per game, and 10th in steals with 1.5. It's a way more physical league out there. I personally think Mike James would be perfect. Cam Thomas is more of a shooting guard, and Patty Mills is more of an offensive guy. They don't really have a guy to facilitate the offense. They thought Javon Carter was going to be that. He was awful, and then he had an amazing year with the Bucks to finish the year, which the irony in that, Goran Dragic sits out all season, and he ends up having a great paycheck by just sitting out all year for the Raptors, and then he literally shit the bed when he got to Brooklyn. It was awful. Waste of contract, waste of time. Really was. I completely forgot how bad that was. So, yeah, that's really my thoughts, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Go in the description. Will Upton is his YouTube channel. His name's actually Jackson. And I have a daily NBA show, or it's about to be daily. It's going to be on the radios very soon. Go check that out. Once it's on the radio, you'll actually be able to call in and we can answer questions. So that'll be like really cool. I'll very much enjoy that. Probably one of the few people who's really trying to get on the radio. I love y'all though. I very much do love y'all. I have nothing else to say right here. So goodbye, I guess is what we're saying.